Hey, good morning, tubers. What is happening? It is our early morning edition of TED Talks, Guitars, and Life. And the reason that it is early in the morning, do you remember when I said that what I loved about the Gator ROK-IT guitar case was the foam? Do you remember that? Well, I've said a few times on the channel, and I really believe this to be true, that this little area of YouTube, TED Talks, Guitars, and Life, my greatest desire is that it be a learning community, a place where guitar players and guitar enthusiasts hang out and talk about guitars and life. And hey, by the way, if you like this kind of content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, come on back and hang out some more at TED Talks, Guitars, and Life. I always say, man, we got some really cool folks who are hanging out in the comments, and I mean that greatly. Well, when I woke up this morning, I had a very nice comment in that my dear brother Sean, man, plenty o' bass, long dear friend of mine since high school days. I dare call him a true brother, man. He is a wonderful man. Anyway, and a great bass player. Hey, if you're in the Oklahoma City area and if you need a bass player, man, hit me up, dude. You got to meet my buddy Sean, man. He's the real deal. He's a real musician. He carried our band, so wouldn't take much with me if you see my playing. Let's get back to the task at hand, shall we? There is a problem with the Gator guitar stand, and this is the problem. I read the fine print this morning after Sean alerted me to the fact, he said in the comments, hey man, no Gibsons or etc. on that guitar stand. And I thought, etc., man, what is etc.? Anyway, I did a little bit of homework and a little bit of research. And then I went back and I read the fine print. And the fine print on the ROK-IT guitar stand says, this is safe for poly finishes. It has not been tested for lacquer and other finishes. So let me interpret that for you. There's something about nitro finishes. Now, does your guitar have a nitro or poly finish? I don't know. You'll have to do your own homework and find out. But higher level, made in America, Gibsons, Fenders, upper echelon guitars, and perhaps other brands that I'm unaware of. As you've picked up on the channel, I don't know everything about all this. But I do know, based on my educational experience early this morning, that those finishes do not like the foam. That it is possible that if you leave a nitro finish guitar on a stand with the kind of foam that I said I was really digging on this Gator, it could potentially leave burn marks in your finish, or in some ways mess your finish up. So I just wanted to put this out, and I'll tell you why. Some of you might be thinking, well, come on, Ted, man. I mean, your audience are people who are buying budget guitars, and there's not a budget guitar on the planet that has a nitro finish. Now, that may or may not be true. I'm thinking that's probably true, but I don't know that to be true. And I don't know if my viewers are aware of what their finishes on their guitars are made of and what could potentially be damaging or not. So, one, just because I don't know the guitars that everybody has on the channel, okay? And I'll tell you this, man. Give me just a second here. The Christmas cup, the obligatory Christmas cup in the shot. Anyway, I was talking to a wonderful cat, man, yesterday on Instagram, of all places. And somehow he stumbled onto my vids. I think he's doing a kit guitar or something, and he was looking for a channel that had done a kit guitar. And I said, well, you can learn a lot what not to do from me. And he was very kind and gracious and said, well, you know, I appreciated a lot of the things that you had to say about it. But anyway, in that conversation, he asked me what my favorite budget guitar was. Sub 300 guitar. And I told him, and we were having some conversations, and he said this to me. He said, I've never owned a guitar that costs less than $300. So what I know, what that clued me into is that although you might suspect that only people who are playing budget guitars and don't have Gibsons and American Fenders are watching the channel, apparently there are people who are watching the channel who do have made in America Gibsons, made in America Fenders. Man, I've certainly had some. I don't have any today, but I've certainly had some in my decades of experience with guitars. So if you're in that camp, man, Gator's not for you, bro. You're going to have to find another solution. So I just wanted to put this out. I wrestled with it maybe for 30 seconds, whether I should or I shouldn't, because I think y'all know, man, by now, if you hang on the channel, it's about telling the truth to shame the devil, man. I'm here warts and all, man. I don't know everything. I make mistakes. Most of my mistakes are on the video and well documented, man. This is a real channel, and I'm a real guy, and I make mistakes. And I don't think I misspoke yesterday about the guitar stand, but man, oh man, let me tell you, the last thing that I would want any of you to do is to buy anything that you saw on the channel and think that because you saw it on the channel, 1, I endorse it, 2, I think you should have one, and 3, I certainly wouldn't want you to get one and have a bad experience. So, hey man, 2 mantras of the channel. Let me remind you. Number 1, say it with me now. You do you. Number 2, nothing I do is prescriptive for you. It's just descriptive of my journey. Well, for me, man, I'm safe in my little guitar journey with the Gator ROK-IT. None of the guitars that I have resting upon it are nitro finish guitars, but do your homework, do your due diligence, and what I learned from my dear brother Sean, plenty of bass, man. Read the fine print. And I know there's another channel that goes by the name Know Your Gear. McKnight, I think his name is. Anyway, man, let me borrow that just for a minute and just say, know what your guitar needs and what it doesn't. Man, what a journey this thing called life is, man. I learn something new every day. And hey, man, thanks for coming along on my journeys with me. And wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride. And I mean it, Jack. Hey, rock on with your bad selves, everybody. I'll catch you down the road.